I am so excited. I'm live right here on the Andrew Brunet Show with my great friend, Karen Peck Gooch of Karen Peck and You River. Karen, how are you doing today?
Well, you know what, Andrew? I'm good. I've been out in the rain twice today. So anyway, it's been a good day. We're actually leaving out for the road tonight. But it's been a great day. It's been a great week. It's been a quick week since we're leaving on. Usually we leave on Thursday night, but we're leaving Wednesday night. But it's been good. I've gotten a lot done this week.
That is excellent. I'm going to tell you, I have really enjoyed listening to the new project that y'all just released called 222. Tell us a little bit about how y'all came up with that name.
Well, first of all, thank you so much for that. We put a lot of time and effort and prayer into this album and prayed about every song. I had the privilege of co-writing the majority of these songs, and so we wrote them through a pandemic, through COVID-19, through grief, and every emotion that we could have probably possibly felt. It really, these songs came from those emotions. I back in 2014 in January, we always start our year with a 21-day fast, and our pastor said, "Hey, you need to start saying the Lord's Prayer. You'll be surprised about how that will strengthen your prayer life." So I started praying the Lord's Prayer, and by spring of 2014, I noticed I kept seeing these numbers and like triple digits, like 222 or 111, 333, or double digits like 1010, 1212. And I started praying. I said, "Lord, what's the significance of these numbers?" And I felt led in my heart to just start praying the Lord's Prayer. Well, since then, Ed Leonard, who is head of Day One Records, he's on board with it. Kenna West, great friend and songwriter. It's my sister Susan, Trip Honeycutt. My goodness, the list goes on. And we pray the Lord's Prayer every time we see these numbers. Well, little did I know, actually, the song Pray Now that we did years ago, that song was inspired, the writing was inspired from that story. And so little did we know that a year later in 2015 that my husband would be diagnosed with cancer. So I began to realize that I've been praying the Lord's Prayer sometimes multiple times a day. And I realized that this really does strengthen my prayer life. And it has just rolled over. And here it is, 2022. We're still saying the Lord's Prayer. We're still seeing the numbers. So about 6 months ago, we were discussing when we needed a new record to drop and to release. And I really wanted this new album to be out last year. And it just seemed like the Lord would close the door. And Ed Leonard and I were talking on the phone. And he said, I think that 22222 would be the perfect time to release an album because of all these numbers. And so we thought, we got to thinking about it. I told the group about it, and everybody in New River said, "Hey, let's just do it." And in the meantime, we released the song "The Book" from our last CD, and which it has done so well, and it was just such a God thing that we went ahead and released that song. And then in the meantime, we're trying to decide, after doing all the vocals for the new record, we were thinking, okay, what are we going to name the project? And we already had a couple of names picked out. And Ed Leonard at Daywind, he said, "Why don't you just name it 222?" And we thought, you know what, this is perfect. So that's why we named the CD 222. It came out on 22222 on a Tuesday. So we feel like that this album is probably the most relevant album from start to finish. And we even put the Lord's Prayer at the end of that CD. We just had a bunch of people go in and pray the Lord's Prayer. And so everybody's prayed for whenever they hear this CD. And we just feel like it's just, every song is just, it was almost like a perfect storm. The Lord just sent us the right songs at the right time.
That is awesome. So, what would be one of your favorite songs on the project that means something special to you?
Oh, well, they're all special, especially now since it's still new. All of the songs are special to me. Of course, I love The Answers, Jesus, because that song, I wrote it while I was battling COVID-19, and Kenna Turner West and Lee Black helped me while I was, on a Zoom call, um, battling COVID in June of 2020. I really felt that was a song that needed to be said and it needed to be sung. So I think that one's special. But then also the song Sheaves. It was written right after the death of my grandbaby Isabel, and also another song from that experience was "Through," "Lead Me Through." So those two songs are neck and neck as I was dealing with the grief of my baby, of my grandbaby.
Well, I had an exciting conversation with Ray Flynn a couple of weeks ago, and we're talking about an event that's coming very soon, Singing in the Sun, that's coming to Myrtle Beach. Tell us a little bit about how you feel about that event.
Well, Singing in the Sun is one of my favorite events of the year, and really one of the reasons why is because it's springtime, and it's a very a very large event that starts on Monday, goes all the way through Saturday, starting on April the 18th through April the 23rd. So Monday through Saturday. And it's just filled with great music. It's got a lot of energy per se because everybody's ready to get out of the cold and just go to the beach and to be able to enjoy some great music and preaching. And we have the finest, honestly, just the cream and Southern gospel music. And then great preachers like Dr. David Jeremiah, Herb Revis, C.T. Townsend, Dr. Ken Ham, and the list goes on. And we have showcases during the day as well. And then there's a free showcase every afternoon at 4 o'clock from 4 to 6. So there's a lot to do there in Myrtle Beach. But I love the spirit. I mean, honestly, people are saved that week. And I just love just being able to go to the beach, enjoy some nice weather, and to be able to be fed all at the same time. So this event is very special to my heart.
Yeah, there's you said great music. Now, all they could have, all they would have to do is bring Karen Peck and New River, and they've got great music right there. I mean, the lineup could stop right there.
That's so sweet. Thank you so much. But oh my goodness, there are so many great artists there. I mean, and everybody's excited to be there. That's what makes it special too. And there's people that are there, we won't see until this time next year. So, and we haven't seen since this time last year. They come especially for Singing in the Sun. There's a group of ladies, there's about 5 of them. They always wear the same t-shirts, and they spend the days going, they'll go to the chapel in the morning, then they go shopping the rest of the day, and they have so much fun. And it's just it's just like a reunion to be able to see these great people.
There's somebody on here right now, Ariel Bice, that's watching. She said that you were her favorite, but I thought I was. I just seen them last month with the Littles. I thought I was their favorite.
Oh gosh, that is so sweet. You tell them I love them. That they're so sweet.
Kevin Roberts, that is a radio DJ, wants to know that if you will be releasing the song Future Glory to radio.
Well, honestly, there's been talk that it could possibly be a single. So there is talk about it, which that's one of my favorites on the whole CD too, by the way. I think Grant did a fantastic job, and I love it. And he's been singing it live, and it just, everybody seems to really connect with that song. There was actually a friend of Grant's, who she had 2 children to pass away. And when she heard Future Glory, she called him. And matter of fact, he had her on speaker and she was crying. And it was on our release day, actually. And she said, "This is my battle cry." Because honestly, we're not going to let Satan get us down. We're not going to let the enemy rob our joy, because we have a future glory. And this song is really special.
So is there a testimony that you've heard so far to come off of this project that you'll never forget?
Well, I did have, there was a lady that came last Friday night and she was in tears and she was talking about Answers Jesus. And her nephew had overdosed back in October and he lived with her and she actually found him and
Mm.
she devastated, and she said that song is bringing so much healing to her heart. So that's the first one that really pops out.
Wow. So what's coming up for Karen Peck and New River?
Well, we're gearing up for our, of course, Singing in the Sun coming up. It will be April the 18th through the 23rd. So we're gearing up for that. And then we have our homecoming coming in June the 9th, 10th, and 11th here in Dahlonega, Georgia. So I'm really trying to get my house prepared for lots of cooking, lots of cake baking, and so that's one thing that we're really gearing up for right now. We're so excited about it.
Who are some of the artists that'll be featured at your homecoming?
Well, we have Jeff and Sherry Easter and Carolina, Emily Ann Roberts, of course, Karen Peck and New River the first night, and Ray Flynn will be speaking. Then Friday night on June the 10th, we'll have Joseph Habedank, Triumphant, and C.T. Townsend will be preaching. And then Saturday, we will have the Wilmington Celebration Choir, The Sound, Brian Free and Assurance, and C.T. Townsend will be back preaching. So we're very excited about this year's lineup.
Wow, that's a powerful lineup. Well, Karen, I have enjoyed so much talking with you. Thank you so much for your time, as I know that you're a very busy person, but thanks for taking the time to do an interview with me.
Thank you so much, Andrew. God bless you. Thank you always for playing our music. And for all of those that are watching, please be encouraged and know Jesus loves you. He cares about every detail in your life, and you are going to make it. Just keep persevering.
Well, thank you so much. You have a great rest of your day.
Thank you, friend.
All right. Bye bye.
Bye-bye.